I got the pleasure of getting to know Olivia better from rooming with her on the abstract trip. I learned that she is kind, passionate, and can make anyone laugh. I found her not only to be dedicated to doing her best at everything she does, but also showing her care for the people around her. Olivia, I'm so excited to see what you have to say today.
I remember in elementary school bringing a big duffel bag from class to class. I was so embarrassed to explain that I was bringing my whole life with me when I transferred from my mom's house to my dad's house. It was supposed to be a secret. I didn't want people to know that my parents were not married. I didn't want them to know my life wasn't normal, or normal was to me at that time. All my friends had parents that were married. Why couldn't mine be? I wanted the white picket fence with the dog in the yard, a basic American dream. But every day, I would wake up and wonder what clothes I needed to bring to my dad's house for the next day. My parents were never married, and I hated when people asked, "When did your parents get a divorce?" Sometimes I would correct them and say they were never married, and sometimes I would just let them believe what they wanted. I was so confused and trying so hard to find my footing as I compared myself to normal families. When I was younger, my mom married Olin, the best bonus dad I could ask for. I was happy during her wedding because I got to dress in a white dress and walk down the aisle tossing flowers. The best moment, by far, of the entire wedding. I had my spotlight moment. The downside was standing there the entire time in my miniature heels. I remember asking my mom's maid of honor if it was almost over, because my feet began to hurt from standing there so long, and the person who braided my hair into small buns was heavy-handed, and I was extremely tender-headed. Unfortunately, the pastor was long-winded. My head and toes were on fire the entire day, but I prevailed. It was a beautiful wedding, but to be honest, I was angered that she wasn't marrying my dad. My dad also ended up marrying someone else, and that also broke my heart. She was fine, and slowly I was adapting to my new schedule. I recall having numerous conversations with my mom, asking her why she didn't marry my dad, or why my life was the way it was. Why was it so complicated when it seemed like everyone else's life seemed much simpler? People used to tell me that I was lucky that my parents weren't married because I got 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases, 2 Thanksgivings, 2 of everything. Yes, it had its benefits, but I just wanted one. I wanted my whole family under one roof and to stop the awkwardness that came when I had my whole family at one table for my birthday. I hated it so much. I hate to be negative and prey on someone else's downfall, but when I was younger, I used to wish that Olin and my mom would get a divorce and my dad and his then wife would get a divorce so my mom and dad can marry one another. Well, that ended up happening, minus the happy ending. Be careful what you wish for. Both my mom and dad filed for divorce, and it was extremely earth-shattering. First, my dad and his now ex-wife filed for divorce, and it was hard to endure. With their marriage, I gained a bonus sister, and when they divorced, I was losing a bond that I had for years. We tried to stay in touch, but it was hard, and our bond eventually broke. Years later, my mom and Olin got a divorce. I wasn't ready to go through this heartbreak again. Despite my parents' efforts, both their marriages ended. I watched 2 failed marriages unravel. Younger Olivia would have been shocked that I was wishing for the relationships to succeed. Through time, I have learned to accept things the way they are, the good and the bad. I love having control, and the lack of control that I had was making the transitioning process so much harder. Through time, I accepted that neither set of my parents were never getting back together, and as I got older, I'm glad that they aren't. They weren't meant to be, and I can't force something that is not meant to happen. Well, that's at least what my mom tells me all the time. Even though all of this happened, I choose not to be bitter or hold a grudge. I learned to accept what was in front of me and find the positive in the situation. Although you may face many challenges in life, I hope you too learn to stay positive in tough situations. Smile and always look on the bright side. I know that is the most cliche thing to say, but it's true. I want to thank my parents for investing in my education and for always supporting me in everything. Mama, thank you for always being a listening ear for me and my nonstop talking. Thank you, Daddy, for always making me smile and going on last-minute shopping sprees with shopping sprees with me for special occasions. Olin, I appreciate everything you have done for me. You have always been one of my biggest supporters, and I couldn't ask for a better bonus dad. I want to thank my teachers for being patient with me and always helping me. Thank you to my amazing friends that I have made along the way. I love you all. Thank you, Ms. Nicholson, for always being honest with me and making fun of my struggle while also helping with math. Thank you, Ms. Cook, for helping me in every aspect around Baylor. Lastly, thank you, Baylor, for providing me with a second home and memories I will always remember. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.